Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Strategic Edge podcast, where we sit down with entrepreneurs, operators, and creators who are building the systems that will define the next decade of business, especially in this age of AI. Today's guest is someone who truly embodies that philosophy, Jovana Arsenijević. I've butchered her name a bit, but she is the founder and CEO of Meliora Agency. Jovana is known for turning content into systems and not tactics. Her clients have seen a six-figure community launches, 285% of organic traffic growth, and digital ecosystems that don't just look good, but they actually convert. She's also working on her upcoming book, Your Community Needs What You Know, which explores how experts can build profitable learning ecosystems through strategic content. So today we'll be unpacking the intersection between AI and content strategy, how brands can build trust, scale their presence, and create meaningful human-centered content in a world where anyone can press a button and generate 10 articles. Giovanna, very excited for you to be here. Where are you joining us from today?
Thank you, Jean. Thank you for the introduction and thank you for the opportunity to join you here today. I'm in Belgrade, Serbia. So yeah, I'm actually crashing at my parents for some time while I'm renovating my home. So yeah, that's where I'm joining you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for joining us. I also caught your appearance on the Entrepreneur to Entrepreneur podcast, where you were sharing the idea of turning presence into revenue, which is exactly where the markets today is headed. So I'm excited to dive deeper into that with you. So what's something that's exciting or energizing what you're working on right now at Meliora?
Okay, so we're working on different clients as always, and
Hmm.
we usually limit the number of clients that we work at the same time just because we want to ensure that we are delivering real quality and something that people can use and can bring them revenue. So
Hmm.
I'll speak a bit more in general terms without talking about specific clients, but yeah, usually clients come to us in two specific situations. So either they already have a website, they have blog, they might have social media accounts, so they have already
Yeah.
some assets and are using some marketing channels, but they are not seeing results that they are looking to see, or they're seeing results periodically and they are not sure where these results are coming from or how to repeat them in the future. So
Hmm.
that's one case. And the other situation is where we actually have new business founders
Hmm.
looking to build their digital presence, looking to build their website. They're looking for help on
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
generate leads, acquire new clients or customers, and they need
Mhm.
to start with marketing. So, in both of these situations, where we actually start is with sharing with them our philosophy and our approach, and that is that you need to have a system in place if you don't want your marketing to turn only into a cost center that doesn't bring you a guaranteed return on your investment and predictable results in the future. So that's something that we do. We actually help clients. Turn their digital presence into revenue by understanding their business, understanding what is their unique value proposition, who is their
Yeah.
ICP, how are they different from their competitors, and then we help them
Mhm.
turn their business into digital assets, digital channels that can work
Mhm.
even when they are not working, and bring them
Yeah.
new clients, new customers, and help them grow their business, which is eventually what everyone is looking to do.
That's great because I know Meliora is focused on a systems first philosophy. So, what originally made you realize that brands didn't need more content, but they needed better systems?
As I said, businesses are always looking to invest in marketing. They kind of understand that they need marketing to grow eventually, but they're
Yeah.
usually looking for fast results and investing in some scattered efforts. So, for example, some email marketing campaign here, then we invest a bit in socials. They're not consistent. And what's even more important or scarier, if you want to look it from that perspective, is that usually they outsource these parts, these different channels to different agencies or individuals or different members of their team. And the problem is that messages are usually not aligned. So there is not a system, there is not a unique and unified customer journey that will actually
Mm-hmm.
help them build trust and get new
Mm-hmm.
clients or customers. And by that, what is a result of that is that people do not know what to trust, what to believe. They see one message here, the other message here. They're confused, and eventually they just give up on a cooperation with you. So that's why,
Yeah.
that is like one of the main reasons why I believe you need to have a system in place. And the second
Mm-hmm.
one is, of course, because like if you have a system, you can scale faster, more
That's good.
your
Yeah.
business compared to just having those scattered efforts, scattered channels, and hoping things will work out on their
Mm-hmm.
own.
Yeah. So, was there a moment where you saw a client drowning in disconnected tactics and realized this is the gap that I'm meant to solve for them?
Yes, I've noticed that in quite a few clients, and
Mm-hmm.
like um, even when I started my agency, I communicated from day one that we were not like full stack agency. So I do not have expertise
Mm-hmm.
in every possible marketing tactic channel and everything. So what happened is that we usually collaborated with different agencies or individuals on joint
Mm-hmm.
marketing efforts. And I've seen different
Mm-hmm.
approaches, and I've seen how things don't work out, even if you have experts, like true experts in their areas. But if
Yeah.
they're not working together, if the messages are not aligned, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot expect great results in return. So that's something that I've noticed. And my role kind of usually also, like one thing that I've noticed is that clients usually do not want to take on um, a role of that project manager, so to say, someone who will be leading and
Yeah.
aligning all these teams and individuals working together. So I kind
Yeah.
of took on a lead in a couple of clients, a couple of projects working together. And
Mm-hmm.
when I've managed to align and connect all the dots, that's when we saw
Yeah.
like really drastic growth and results we were looking to build together. So I would,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe highlight that moment.
So I often hear you say, or even your tagline is that systems beat hope every time. So how has AI either strengthened or reshaped that belief for you?
Hmm. When it comes to AI, well, first thing I like to highlight always is that I'm not an expert in when it comes to AI, and I believe the majority of us do not know how to use AI properly in our businesses. Like we're just scratch the surface when it comes to that. So I would just like to highlight that. But one thing and one trend that I've noticed, like in the past few years, and especially in the most recent time, is that a lot of people are turning to AI when it comes to marketing and when it comes to generating content. And
Yeah.
that has created a lot of noise. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, for somebody who has been working so long in this industry, it takes me
Yeah.
only a few seconds, like 2 to 3 seconds, 2 to 3 sentences, to realize if somebody has used AI or not to create some specific content or some specific asset. And just don't get me wrong, I'm not against using AI when it comes to improving your business and when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
improving your system. But in order
Yeah.
to use AI properly, you need to be educated about AI, and you really need to be expert in your area to understand whether
Mm-hmm.
AI is generating something useful or something that really doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I get new inquiries for cooperation and when I do the website audit, I usually
Mm-hmm.
notice these specific buzzwords and this specific
Yeah.
sentence construction. Like it's really easy for me to notice AI. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so what that tells me is that a lot of people are turning to AI because it's cheaper. Like you can get an
Yeah.
AI tool for $20 to $30 per month, and like
Yeah.
you probably have to pay some expert more than that for an hour of their work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's faster in a short term when you look like you can easily build a website or email campaign, whatever you're looking for on your own. But in the long term, I really
Mhm.
believe that you need to have a unique value proposition. You
Yeah.
need to have your mission, vision, and values embodied in your digital presence. And that is what is going
Mhm.
to make all the difference, because AI
Mhm.
is creating a lot of content, a lot of noise, and people
Mhm.
do not know who to trust. So I
Mhm.
just recently read an interesting article talking about how people are actually starting to use filters on LinkedIn, for
Yeah.
example, when they're looking for people to work with. And they're
Yeah.
filtering out people who had finished universities, who actually have academic background
Yeah.
in that area that they are working for, and
Mhm.
it's believed that it's a result of overconsumption of AI when it comes to marketing and generating
Mhm.
content, because people who don't
Mhm.
know who to believe. So
Yeah.
if you ask me, like, if you really want something, a system that can guarantee you results, predictable results, and consistent
Mhm.
results, you cannot
Mhm.
lean on AI to do the work for you. Like, you cannot outsource the
Yeah.
main work. You can
Yeah.
learn how to use AI smartly, like how
Mhm.
to implement it, how to do research, how to maybe tackle some different angles that didn't come to your mind so far.
Mhm.
Because like, it's really amazing technology to have a tool that will search entire internet for you in just a matter of seconds. Like, it would take you probably
Mhm.
much longer. But you
Yeah.
need to use it wisely. You need to know how to use the tool to actually serve you.
What about the people that don't have time to learn to use AI? Would it be wise for them to hire an expert in AI to help them with their business if they want to implement AI in their business?
Yes, in my opinion, like, if you're looking to implement AI in your business to automate some parts of the processes, in my
Mhm.
case, I would definitely hire someone who is an expert with AI and who could help me implement all those things in my business. I wouldn't try to do it on my own. I really believe that you should invest into somebody who's already invested a lot of their time into learning all of these things, because you can't know everything. But
Yeah.
you can hire someone who already knows, and then try and see, like, what are the areas in your business that you can actually implement AI, how that will help your business, how that will help your stakeholders, and then just wisely implement it.
And I've also seen you've mentioned that 80% of the buyer's journey usually happens before contact. So is AI accelerating or complicating that reality today?
That's an interesting question for sure. Hmm. Well,
Mhm.
you've probably noticed that yourself. People are turning to ChatGPT and different tools. They don't even have to
Yeah.
use the actual tools. Like, you can just go to the search and to your browser and just type something, and you get AI mode there, and you get the answer. So people
Hmm.
are not even clicking on the results on the search page. They're just reading the AI summary and moving on. So,
Hmm.
what that tells me is that we have to be even more careful and thoughtful of how we present ourselves online, because AI
Yeah.
is basically doing the job for people now. When it comes to search, they are searching uh, all of the available web pages, and they're kind of writing their summary.
Hmm.
So again, it
Hmm.
depends on how you present yourself, what you write there. That will give the input to AI to actually give the appropriate answer, or the answer that you're looking for when somebody is searching for your
Hmm.
services or for you specifically online.
Yeah. So are there any AI-driven changes in audience behavior that you think brands haven't fully adapted to yet?
Well, I believe that everyone is now trying to optimize their digital presence for AI, not only for search engines anymore. But it's a completely new topic, and everyone is just learning about that, trying to understand this area. So I really believe it will take
Yeah.
some time for us to understand how the things actually work and what are the things that we need to do to adapt to all of these changes. And again, AI will
Hmm.
continue to evolve. So we kind of need to be on alert and to watch out for the trends and see how we need to adapt our businesses. But optimization for AI tools, AI search is something that I'm definitely seeing in the industry and in general in businesses around me doing right now.
Hmm. I want to transition to how AI is now inside the content engine in terms of creation, research, and strategy. So, where do you see AI creating the biggest strategic advantage inside the content ecosystem? Is it becoming positive or is it becoming negative?
Okay, again, interesting question. So,
Hmm.
well, I like to communicate, and there's also a sentence on our website. Like, for example, we do not use AI when it comes to writing and delivering assets for our clients.
Hmm.
That is something
Hmm.
that I find to be our strength because, again, you can see a lot of websites sounding the same and not even
Yeah.
communicating the main message to people. And
Hmm.
what we do on the contrary is
Hmm.
that we actually dive deep into each business, understand its core, talk with their customers, talk with their team members, understand
Hmm.
each and every process in the company, and then understand their brand values, mission, vision, and then we can turn that actually into a website or any other asset that kind of
Yeah.
lives and breathes their mission, vision, and values. While on the
Yeah.
other hand, AI is not yet on that level. Like even if you train it, like from my perspective, because like even when I was starting my agency like years ago, there appeared
Hmm.
on the market Jasper. I don't know if you know this tool. It was initially called
Yeah.
Jarvis, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember
Jarvis AI. Yeah.
talking with my business mentor and thinking like does it even make sense for me to start my marketing agency like if in a matter of years like my services won't be needed anymore. I
Hmm.
couldn't know the answer back then, but I again saw the need for my services on the market and decided to take a leap and to see like where things will go eventually. Like maybe I end up developing my own tool that will actually embody all of the knowledge and the processes that we have developed in my company. But for
Hmm.
now, I don't see AI being able to do the work instead of marketeers. It can be useful
Yeah.
in the research phase, in
Hmm.
gathering some data, in analyzing some data, in extracting some data from different documents that we have, because we usually try to gather as much as possible information on the company or also in the industry.
Hmm.
So that is where we find the use of AI right now in marketing when it comes
Yeah.
to my company. And when it comes to content creation, um,
Hmm.
we do not use AI because we've tried,
Yeah.
we've tested, like as soon as the tools appeared. But
Hmm.
yeah, we believe that it cannot compare to human copywriter or
Yeah.
marketeer nowadays.
Yeah. And do you think that AI is now exposing the lack of strategy some companies are having, or does it actually help build it?
Hmm. Uh, I think it kind of exposes the lack of the strategy because what usually
Hmm.
happens when I'm starting to work with new clients, usually they do not have things like ICP, unique value proposition. They do not have these things outlined. They do not know who are their ideal customers or what are the main messages they should use. Like they are kind of finding this not that important and they just want to jump into the results and
Yeah.
Having a nice website or a nice social media post with so many reactions but zero leads and so on. So I would say that it's actually exposing the lack of strategy, because they're not
Mm-hmm.
giving enough input to the AI to actually create something valuable. Like, that's one side. The other side is
Yeah.
AI's capability to actually dive deep and to create something that will resonate with your target audience. But yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, it shows um, how businesses do not have defined some of the foundations that they need to have a good
Mm-hmm.
marketing that will not only be a cost center but actually bring them revenue and growth they're looking to achieve.
And so, which parts of the content workflow should remain human and which parts should AI handle?
Mm, okay, so the majority of it should remain handled by a human. Where I see
Mm-hmm.
AI helping is somewhere in the research phase. So going through a lot of documents,
Yeah.
or maybe tackling some different angles, trying to gather some information that you didn't gather on your own. So that's one thing. And also
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
some optimization tools, and
Mm-hmm.
some SEO tools, for example, that are adding these
Mm-hmm.
different AI prompts and AI
Mm-hmm.
solutions. Again, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot lean completely on that. You have
Yeah.
to double check everything, but it can
Yeah.
shorten your work in some areas, or again can give you some
Mm-hmm.
ideas that you
Yeah.
can assess and decide whether you're going to accept or not. So
Yeah.
that is how I see
And have
AI being used.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And have you used AI yourself to streamline anything at Meliora, whether it's ideation, repurposing, or even analytics?
Yeah, so we've tried different tools. We tested them out. We
Mm-hmm.
weren't satisfied with the results compared to what we
Mm-hmm.
had.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we use it, for example, to polish some phrases. If we have someone, for example, we work the most with clients from the US, UK, Europe.
Mm-hmm.
But for example, if we have
Mm-hmm.
clients in Australia, I want to ensure that we are using the exact phrases that somebody living in Australia would use. So we
Mm-hmm.
find AI useful in that way, kind of testing out like how this would be said naturally in this speaking area or something like that. And we also test
Mm-hmm.
different options that tools like Ahrefs, Server, SEO have. Um, so yeah, it kind of improves the quality of the optimization, um, and gives you some additional things to consider and to think about.
Yeah. So, what AI-powered insights or capabilities do you rely on today that didn't exist a few years ago?
Well, yeah, I would say kind of fine tuning the content or emails or something like that. Like when it comes to communication, that is something that is kind of implemented now in tools like Grammarly or Quillbot that you use, that we
Yeah.
used to use just for grammar check back in the
Yeah.
days. But now you also have
Yeah.
options to kind of upgrade and fine tune your response, your email, whatever you're working on.
Mm-hmm.
So I can
Mm-hmm.
see that we're starting to use more and more that. But again, I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that is a good thing, because like another thing that I've noticed is that the more we use these tools and the more we lean on these tools, the less we try to keep all these things in our heads and can do this on our own.
Yeah.
Like for example, like if you rely heavily on AI to write your emails, to write your Slack messages, whatever, and then you know ChatGPT is down or whatever the case is, and you have to write something on your
Yeah.
own, you kind of forget, yeah, all
Mm-hmm.
of these rules. You forget how to write, you forget how to think on your own. And Yeah, so I see the downside of this, and maybe the biggest downside of this specific aspect is when you have some junior marketeers joining your agency, or in general people who
Yeah.
have just started their careers, and they have not learned the
Hmm.
foundations of the business. They do not have the expertise, and they're using chat gpt to think of, instead of them, or any other ai tool. So I see this as a really big downside, because again, they're not learning the what they should be learning, like they're not getting the expertise or the experience.
Yeah.
And again, they do not have
Yeah.
enough knowledge to be able to use the ai and to understand like whether it's generating something that is useful or generating something that doesn't really make any sense.
And so we can both agree that AI nowadays is creating content quickly. It's also doing research more quickly. It's also providing statistics more quickly. But in terms of content, audiences still crave something real, something that's basically not just AI generated. So how do you help your clients' brands remain authentic?
Okay, so we have a strict no AI policy in my company when it comes
Yeah.
to content creation. So like that's the first thing. And the second thing that I would
Hmm.
highlight, and maybe is the most important for sure, is the all the preparation that goes into our work before we actually get to writing the content or creating any of the assets. So as I mentioned, like we really dive deep into the business. We learn everything there is about our clients.
Hmm.
Who is their ICP? Like they usually do not have this outlined, so we help them outline this, do the research, do the industry research,
Hmm.
understand all of the processes and how the customer journey looks right now, and then we map out like what would be the ideal customer journey. Then we also have them fill out the business questionnaire where we again gather different input, different data to help us assess the current state of the business, what are their goals, what are they looking to achieve with the marketing efforts,
Hmm.
and so on.
Hmm.
We also interview their stakeholders, their clients, customers, with their consent, and them as intermediary with, in connecting us
Yeah.
with their stakeholders. And we also talk with
Hmm.
their team members to gather kind of input
Yeah.
from different levels of the company. Because
Hmm.
like once we
Hmm.
have the full picture, once we understand the current state of the business and the desired state of the business, that is actually when
Yeah.
we can map out and lay out, define the strategy, and then understand
Hmm.
what are the channels that they should be using, what are the assets, and in which phase of the customer journey we should be
Hmm.
creating. And
Hmm.
that is actually what help us have a plan. And after that, we kind
Yeah.
of create brand guidelines, because usually clients do not have that clearly defined, or it's outdated. Somebody created for them when they were building their first website, and
Hmm.
we now understand completely how we
Yeah.
can translate the main messages um, into the assets that will help then spread this message and reach their ideal customers. So
And
that's in short how
what
we
do
do it.
Mhm. Okay. And so what do you think the biggest challenges that companies or even startups are facing today when they're trying to build a content system that actually converts?
I believe the lack of understanding how the process should look like. Like usually when you're a business owner, you have so many things to think about, especially if you're just starting your business. And marketing doesn't seem that important compared to some other things. For example, if you're developing a product or something like that, like you usually don't have so much time to think about marketing. And again, another problem that I see is that everyone is looking for fast results and cheap
Yeah.
results, like as cheap as possible,
Yeah.
which again can bring you something short term, but long term will probably cost you more, because you will have to invest
Yeah.
again in somebody who can do the work properly, and then it will take that
Hmm.
person or business some time to understand where exactly the issue
Hmm.
is and what needs to be done. So
Hmm.
it ends up taking you so much longer and more and costlier to create something that you will be satisfied with. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would point out those two things.
As we come to a close, I want to now focus on your future vision for Meliora Agency for the next 12 to 24 months. So, where do you see Meliora evolving as AI becomes more embedded in content strategy? I know you don't use AI for content, but a lot of companies out there are embedding AI into their content strategy. What would make you stand out in the next 12 to 24 months when other companies are using AI in their content strategy?
Yeah. As not using the AI is something that definitely makes us stand out, for sure. And how
Hmm.
we usually present
Hmm.
ourselves to clients, to leads, potential clients, uh, is as strategic partners. So we really
Hmm.
are selective with how many clients we take on, with who we actually work with, and then we
Hmm.
really dive deep into their businesses and kind of become an extended part of their teams, taking care of this
Yeah,
huge aspect, helping them build a system that actually evolves with their business, not just something that will be built or done one time and then you just forget about it and you have to hire somebody else later. So that is
yeah.
something that we are moving toward too. Again, we are
Hmm.
watching out for the all AI trends, and not just AI. Technology is developing fast. That's a fact.
Hmm.
So we're on definitely alert, staying alert for all of the things that are changing, and we will be evolving
Hmm.
as the market will need us. But for now, are acting as
Hmm.
strategic partners of our clients, which means that we are building
Yeah,
systems that they need. And from our experience, they
yeah.
need systems that uniquely and authentically represent their business, not just
Hmm.
use fancy words or designs that just look nice but don't say many things. So that's where we headed to.
What do you and what do you think the ideal future is going to look like now that AI and human creativity are beginning to coexist inside this content ecosystems?
Well, I'm excited to see how the things will develop. I'm not sure how AI will develop. I believe it will become more accurate, but I also think like the output that AI generates heavily depends also on the um, systems that it was taught on. So, what is the data that this AI is learning from? So, I believe it will a lot of depend on all of these things, and we'll see how it will evolve. I think that our jobs will also need to evolve and adapt as AI is evolving, but I really cannot predict from this point how that will look like. Um,
Yeah,
but for sure, the change is coming. That's for sure.
it's coming for sure. And if there's any last piece of advice as we come to a close that you'd give companies trying to build their brand, what would it be?
Mm. I would say hire someone who can help you with this,
Hmm.
because like
Hmm.
from I can speak from my personal mistakes, not when it
Yeah,
comes to the brand, but for example, I had some things that I wanted to do on my own, believed that maybe it would be cheaper for me, or that maybe I could, create something that I will be really satisfied with. For example, building website on my own and so on. Like it usually
yeah,
ends up, taking you so much time and so much resources,
yeah.
and you end up delegating this at some point to someone external. So I would say
Hmm.
just right ahead, find someone who you believe can help you, who you trust,
Yeah.
who you believe could understand your business and would help you create something that you would be proud of. And hire that person, hire that business, work with them so you can actually have your brand foundation set up, and then you can develop and build on that in the future. So that's from my
Hmm.
personal mistakes when I first started my
Hmm.
business, something that I would for sure
Yeah.
recommend, because like again, marketing might seem easy, and it's really easy to start
Yeah.
working in
Yeah.
marketing nowadays, with all of digital
Mm-hmm.
channels and the possibilities. Like, there is a real market need,
Yeah.
and it's easy for you to learn through different courses and so on. But actually, there are people
Very
who
true. Mm-hmm.
studied for this for years,
Mm-hmm.
who are educated, who understand that building a brand is not just something, you write in a Google Doc and then kind of say, we have a brand, we have
Yeah.
a logo, that's it. Like, you really need to
Mm-hmm.
develop it, and you need to embody your brand in everything you do, in everything you communicate. Like, it's from a team
Mm-hmm.
meeting to an external client meeting to a logo to a social media post. Like, all of this is brand. Like, how you
Yeah.
show up, how each of your employees show up,
Mm-hmm.
that is your brand. And
Yeah.
if you really want to be satisfied with that, if you want to have something that you're proud of, find someone who can help you with that, because there are people who have devoted their entire lives to being experts in this specific area and can help you
Yeah.
achieve what you're looking to achieve.
Jovana, thank you so much for joining us again. Your systems driven approach to content is exactly what the AI era demands, and to remind people that the human touch is most important, especially if you're trying to build an audience. And I know our listeners are walking away with a new perspective on what strategic content actually means. And for anyone listening, definitely check out Meliora Agency and keep an eye out for Jovana's upcoming book, Your Community Needs What You Know. I know I'll be um looking for it once it's released. Hopefully, she can tell us when it's going to be released. Hopefully soon.
Yeah, hopefully soon. The book is officially done, with all of the edits and
Mm-hmm.
refinements. So we are now in the launching phase, publishing phase.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot tell you for sure. Like, maybe one thing that I can tell you is that we're actually testing out different titles. So it might not be named Your Community Needs What You Know, even though I'm rooting for that one,
Mm-hmm.
because I really believe it truly represents the content of
Mm-hmm.
the book. But it might have
Yeah.
a different title, and it is definitely coming soon. So I'll make sure to share it with you, Jean, and also with the listeners. And if you have any
Mm-hmm.
questions, input, feedback, you can always reach out via LinkedIn or email. I would be more than happy to hear what you have to say.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe, share, and I'll be able to put Giovanna's details right below so that you can be able to also be updated on when her book is dropping. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Strategic Edge podcast.
Bye.
So Giovanna, Giovanna, just before we end the recording, I just wanted to say thank you again for joining the podcast and being able to share your insights in that people actually care about in this content space, because the way you've mentioned how AI is creating content nowadays just reminded me of a TikTok video I saw yesterday, and I was like, this had to be generated by AI. There's a lot of AI videos coming out nowadays that you can't even trust what's real and what's not anymore. So I just wanted to just mention that there's one thing that or my company, Splurk, we've been helping boutique agencies like yours with just building AI systems that operate the back end of their business. And given the way you think about systems at Meliora, I think there's a real opportunity here to explore um, how I could multiply the effect of the ecosystems that you're building. So I don't know if you'd be open to a short follow-up conversation just to explore what that might look like. It's no pressure at all, just only something to see if you find it valuable.
Well, for sure, why not? As I told you, like, I really don't know that much about AI. I really believe I don't know enough. I'm not sure how
Mm-hmm.
I would be even implementing AI in my business, but I would be open
Mm-hmm.
to having a conversation to see like how you maybe see it, like what could be done there. So yeah, I would be open to having a conversation on that.
That's great. So I don't know how your schedule is looking for the rest of this week or even the following weeks after, so that we can be able to do a deep dive, so that I can be able to understand your business and be able to suggest help from there. See if I can help you from there. Does that sound like a good fit?
Yes, sounds like a good fit. I would probably
Hmm.
have to check my calendar just to confirm because again, I'm waiting on a few confirmations when it comes to some meetings. But probably
Hmm.
next week would be